Good morning, everybody. There we go. Yes, I do believe, from the looks of it, from this page here, COVID-19.trackvaccines.org, Johnson & Johnson is approved, but let me see here, just double check. It's approved in 75 countries. Just let me just double check here, but I believe it is. Yes, it is. It is. So, well, that's if you're supposed to take 2 shots, I guess. The land of uncertainty. Clear as mud here. Good morning, everybody. Sawatdee Kap. It is a Saturday morning here in Bangkok, 8 o'clock. Starting a little early today. I want to give it a go, give it a whirl, see how it works. 8 o'clock instead of 9 o'clock. Before we even start, do me a favor, leave me a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not subscribed already. You don't have to click the notification bell. That's the thing. You don't have to be getting emails every day that I'm streaming. Just understand that, I'm fairly active and you're subscribed to my channel, so if you want to get the notifications, you can. I'd appreciate it. I'm trying to get to 15,000. Supposedly if you hit 15,000, then it gets a little bit easier. The numbers have been going up. Numbers have been better than in the past, or at least the recent past. So I appreciate it. Let's see here. The weather is, I'll put it in one word. It's a bit crappy. 81 degrees right now, high 88, low of 75. The feel like temperature right now is 88 degrees. It is cooler now than in the past month. It's been cooler the last couple of days. No wind at all, 93% humidity, 20% chance of rain. The air quality has been slowly getting worse. Right now it's 84. And the Thai baht is 33.38, which, I like to see it above 33.5 just for myself, because no matter how you slice it, when you transfer the money from the United States or when you pull it out of the ATM, you're going to get about 1.25 to 1.5 less, and that's even if you're using, you'll get a little bit more if you're using like TransferWise or something like that, depending on how much you're transferring and all that kind of stuff and where it's coming from. But more is better. And when you're losing about 1 to 1.5, that's not good. So I like to see it at about 33.5. That way I know in my head, all right, you're going to get at least 32. It was up to almost 34. I don't think we hit 34, or if we did, it was like 34.01. But I think it was the highest it went was 33.96. This was a couple of weeks ago. So anyway, good morning, everybody. Today we're going to talk about a few things. We've been talking about, it's getting better to enter Thailand, and things are getting better. And I'll tell you what, it is getting better. People complain about how you still have to do this, you still have to do that. Oh, I can't believe we have to do this. Okay, some countries are not in the same place as we are here. And, therefore Thailand feels the need. Good morning, everybody. Thailand feels the need to continue with these restrictions and these guidelines. However, as I said yesterday, December 3rd is the date that this place is supposed to be 70% vaccinated, and so that's a good thing. gives a little more credence to opening up, a little more, there's a little more weight to the people's opinion and the tourism authorities' opinion that it's time. We just got to stop. We got to, okay, if we're going to learn to live with it, we got to learn to live with it now. And I understand there are people that are still irritated about having to do a test, and I don't want to do it. Now, what really got me yesterday was that I saw something. Let me see if I can find this again. I saw something going around that said that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're an expat and you have an non-immigration B, non-immigration M, non-immigration O, OA, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. If you leave the country, you have to show $50,000 worth of insurance, and you have to test before you come back and then after you test, just like a tourist. And then you're going to have to do 1 day in quarantine. And I saw that and I went, no, 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 no. That defeats the whole purpose of everything. The tourist, I understand. And then I went to the Bangkok Post and I saw this little blurb. So, you know, I look at it one way, but immigration, you know, and the CCSA may look at things a different way. It says visitors from any of these countries must, okay, visitors from the countries here in the 46 countries must be fully vaccinated and have stayed in the country for at least 21 days prior to their departure. Now, there was another blurb here. People who had earlier left Thailand to visit any of the 46 countries but stayed there less than 21 days will not be quarantined and will not be required to have health insurance coverage of $50,000. So in my logic, this is not Thai logic, this is my logic, in my way of thinking, so if I go to America and I'm there for 2 weeks, I have left Thailand, visited one of the 46 countries, the United States, been there less than 21 days, so when I come back, I'm not going to have to go through quarantine. I don't have to worry about my insurance or showing the insurance. That's not really a problem for me, but I think it would be for some people, and it's what it is it's not so much that it's all that difficult because it is better. This is much better. You don't have to go in for 14 days. You don't have to go in for a week or whatever. Good morning there, Walter. How you doing? Has there been much blowback about medical insurance increase to the 3 million baht for OA retirement visa? You think will extend to O visas as well? Well, it might, but so far as of now, it isn't. What I think is a little bit ridiculous is how they're spinning it. They're spinning this as if this is so great for the older people because now they're allowing you to get insurance from outside of the country. You know, and I think that now that I'm thinking about it, their logic is, well, if you're going to get your OA visa, which is outside of the country, and you're going to get insurance, your insurance is going to be Western insurance, not Thai insurance, and that insurance is going to have higher ceilings, so we'll just make it 3 million instead of 400,000. And they're spinning it as if this is such a great thing for the elderly. No, you know what it is? They should not be mandating that people only can use Thai insurance. Because quite frankly, depending on the insurance you have and the level that you have, I personally think the international insurance is a fair bit better than the Thai insurance. But that's, you know, it depends on your situation, and you know, it's so many factors with insurance. Walter Chokdi, Buenos dias, Sawadee Ton Chow, Sawadee Cup. Appreciate that. So I do expect at some point, well, one of two things is going to happen. this place is going to get some tourists. And I have to tell you something. This place is going to get some tourists, like more tourists than you would think, because this is not the Phuket sandbox. This is a change, and they are talking about opening up the bars as of November 1st. It may be December 1st. In certain areas they're already serving alcohol. Wow. Well, it's good you get to take a trip, I guess. But yeah, where was I? This insurance thing. Then there are people who, they are working expats. They are people who have, they have jobs with companies, like they might work at a hotel. And so they have, they're being paid by, here in Thailand, they have medical coverage under the Thai system. They are paying into it every month. So why, if they go out of the country, do they need to purchase insurance? If that's, why would they have to do that? So I don't know what's going to happen. Why would they transfer to every single visa? I don't really get the whole thing. I just don't get the logic, and this is the whole reason I came up with that phrase, the illogical logic, because I don't know if I came up with it, but I say it all the time. I don't understand it. I don't understand it, and maybe there's a method to their madness. I mean, it's anybody who has lived in Thailand for a while. I mean, this is nothing abnormal. This has been going on for as long as I've been here. This has been going on. Uncertainty, you don't get all the information right away. It takes a while for everything to come out. I don't know, is it so much different than anywhere else, really? I mean, I don't know. I gotta drink some coffee. I'm still half asleep. This new 8 o'clock wake up, getting out of the house at 7:30 is, instead of say 8:30, makes a difference. As they say here, home. So I don't really know what all of the truth right now, because it's so funny, because I was very optimistic yesterday, and then a few hours later, I start seeing this information about how it doesn't matter if you're an expat or you're a tourist. If you're a foreigner and you're coming in the country, you're going to have to show that insurance, and you're going to have to quarantine for the 1 day, whatever it is, a few hours. You're going to have to get a what is it, SHA hotel, and you're going to have to get tested. And in a way, I understand they want to test everybody that comes in, but if you're vaccinated, and if the population is largely vaccinated, isn't it a bit, I mean, like, when are they going to learn to live with it, as opposed to, we got to test everywhere? And when I'm inside of Thailand, I got to say, aside from walking through and putting my hand up to get my temperature and wearing a mask, which that's what really sucks, wearing a mask everywhere. This is the other thing. They haven't said anything about, we're going to let the tourists come in and they're not going to have to wear masks when they're walking around outside. That's massive. They would try to be as profitable as profitable as they can for as long as they can. Yeah. Well, I do understand the fact that Thailand is for Thais. I can relate. It's too bad the United States wasn't more for Americans, instead of saying, why don't we just let everybody come in, and everybody's human, and yeah, they're human, but there's a limit. There's a limit. It's like, I'll relate it to people on the street. I go down the street. I got most of the time I probably got 1,000 baht or less in my pocket. If I know I'm going to go buy something, or I need a little bit of cash, maybe I have 5 or 10,000 in my pocket. But most of the time I have less than 1,000, maybe even less than 500. And I go walking around. I see one guy. Oh, the guy's like in bad shape. He's laying there and he needs money. I give him 100 baht. Then I see another one. I give him 100 baht. Then another one, another. And before you know it, I got no money left. And it's the same thing in like America and some of these other places, that they're not thinking about the people, their own people first. They may say they are, but I don't believe that they are. But here, they actually, much to my chagrin, and some people may call it discrimination, and they may call it this, they may call it that. Okay, I understand that, and it sucks. I don't like the two-tiered pricing. I don't like this. I don't like that. It is their country. I wish they would make it a little bit easier to immigrate here, to legally immigrate, without having to have a job here, pay taxes here. Because not everybody has to pay taxes here. They don't need to work here, So I wish they would do that. That would make it a little bit easier for people. But you don't have to bump the numbers up all that much. But just the way it is set up right now, it's quite difficult for foreigners to stay here and consider themselves stable enough to, like I was talking about this yesterday. Why would you buy a piece of land? Like for me, I buy a piece of land. I know my wife is Thai. Listen, if something happens, I'm out of here. She dumps me for some gorgeous 22-year-old guy or something, and I'm out of here. And she has the piece of land, and it's in the family. It's my kids have it. Whatever. It doesn't really matter to me. Now, if I was a single guy and I came here and I had lived here for 25 years, 30 years, and I bought a piece of land, or tried to buy a piece of land, and they were like, well, you can lease it, or you're going to have to get a corporation to buy it, or whatever. I mean, at what point can you figure that, okay, I'm stable enough to dump my money here? Because they may say, listen, we're changing all the rules. And I saw something from a guy the other day where he was talking about how, hey, Malaysia didn't grandfather their retirement program, the amount of money, so people who were already in Malaysia on a retiree visa, I don't remember the numbers, but they bumped it up like 20-fold or something, 10-fold. Normally, like in Thailand, in the old days, it was 200,000 for retirement, then they bumped it up to 400,000. Well, if you've been on continuous visas and stays of extension, and it was 200,000, that was your amount, and you haven't let that break, then you will still be on 200,000 to this day. So you would hope they would continue doing that. But I did see something from a guy saying, I have a feeling that they're not going to keep doing that. I wish the tourist visa between the U.S. and Thailand would be reciprocal. My wife and I have been married for 5 years. Living in Singapore, they refused to issue her a tourist visa to buy. Now, when did you try to get that tourist visa? How long ago was that? Was it during the COVID times? Yes, most definitely. Do not invest money you can't afford to lose or aren't willing to give away. It's just like, you see if you're one of these guys who's, hitting the bars all the time, you make friends with all the girls, and some girl goes, oh, baby, I have no money. I need some money. If you give me this money, I will give back to you. I need 2,000 baht. You give her the 2,000 baht, and if she doesn't give it back to you, c'est la vie. Once in 2018, okay, so does she earn any money? Does she earn money for herself? Does she have a job or a business or. And you guys have kids. That's another matter. Yep, pretty much. Pretty much. No, just graduated here, Singapore. Okay, there's one issue right there. She's not working. So what does she have to come back to? In the United States, they're looking at it going, in the United States, hey Charles, how you doing? In the United States, they're looking at her going, well, she wants to come here and work. She doesn't even have a job. And this is just my opinion, but from what I know, what they want is they want to see that she has a reason to come back. She has ties here to Thailand. I mean, she's living in Singapore. I think, yeah, it's going to be tough until she gets established and she has like her own bank account, not with your name on her name. She's got her own bank account and it shows she's got money. She's been putting money in every month, a certain amount. Let's say she's been putting in 30,000, 50,000, whatever it might be. She's putting that in every month into her bank account. It's coming in from a transfer from somewhere, like from her job. And the money goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down, keeps going up and up and up. And she has a job, and and really, like, I think if you got kids, that's another huge, yeah, it's got to be the job, and maybe that there's no reason for her to come back to Thailand. She's young. They probably think, oh, maybe she's going to go to America and start working there, and she's never going to go back. And why is she going to go back? She's got a husband here. Now, I don't understand one thing, though. Can you sponsor her? Have you tried doing that? Or is she doing this all on her own? Yeah, so, it's not going to happen. I'll tell you right now. If she's not working, and she's young, well, I don't understand that. If you're sponsoring her, yeah, that's strange, because usually if you were sponsoring her, I would think that, as long as you show the necessary funds and all that kind of stuff, that they would let her in. But, the United States they can be real pricks. Now, the reason I'm asking all these questions is because I was really, really surprised at how easy my wife got her visa. And, we got kids. She has a job that she's been working at for many years. She's got her own bank account where, she shows the money coming in every month. She has all these things. And she had a mother here who was sick and, all this other kind of stuff. So I think that factored in, because I'm telling you, we filled in all the paperwork online. We filled it, in everything online. And then she got an appointment and I said, do you want me to go? And I'll just wait for you outside or whatever. And she goes, nah, don't worry about it. She goes there, and then like 10 minutes, 10 minutes after her interview, she calls me up and she goes, all right, done. I go, already? I go, did they tell you anything? Yeah, they're sending me I guess what do? I think they asked her for her passport, and then they send the passport to her with the stamp or the whatever it was. That's how they did it, and it was like that. So I really think there's some. It depends on where you are, who you're seeing, whether they're on the rag or not. I don't understand it if you're sponsoring it, because I didn't sponsor my wife. I didn't do anything. She did everything herself, and I was really, really surprised, because I thought, you know, love the 8 a.m. time. All right, well, good. I'm glad to hear that, because I may try to do that, because Starbucks is opening earlier. They're supposed to open at 6:30 a.m. here now, but because of COVID, they're opening at 7:30. So what this does is at 8 a.m., you know, in the United States, it's like maybe it's 9 p.m. in some places, 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 7 p.m., whatever. And so it's not too late for people who have to go to work, you know. I gotta drink my coffee. All right, so listen, once again, we're half an hour in. Do me a favor, leave a thumbs up if you would. If you're not subscribed already, I know some of you, if not all of you, are subscribed, but if you're not subscribed, do me a favor and subscribe. And you can see I got my American in Bangkok t-shirt on. If you go down in the description, there's a link there. I think there's a link. Oh, here it is, yeah. There's a link. Where is it? To purchase merch from my shop, there's a link right down in the description. Among other things, there's a link from my books. You can become a sponsor on YouTube. There's even cryptocurrency, which I really would like to get into more, but you know, a little bit, that's about all I can afford, a little bit at a time. There's also, now I got the Buy Me a Coffee, the Cash App, PayPal, all that stuff. So thank you very much for all those people who help support the channel. I appreciate it. And I have to say, I have not heard from Longhorns this morning, because he's probably still asleep at this early juncture. But I'm going to see about us going to the ancient city this week, and then maybe Kanchanaburi for the day, just for like a stream. And then the following week, we should be going to Pattaya. So we got a few things planned. So hopefully it's worth watching. I'm wondering how many people are at the ancient city and also in Kanchanaburi. Now I have to say something, because the one thing that made me in the thumbnail I put Teflon Thailand or something like that, right? The reason I said that was because I was telling my wife, I go, I can't believe they're doing this. They're asking foreigners to do this and do that. They're still doing this. And she goes, listen. She goes, I can tell you that in Phuket, they are selling 500 room nights. Her company selling 500 room nights every single day. And I said, where are they all coming from? Europe. So the Europeans are coming to Phuket. And she said, these people are desperate. You don't know. They're like dying to come. So for every person, and I've seen this online, like there's a difference between Facebook and YouTube, but for every person that is like going, it's too much trouble, it's a pain in the ass, somebody like me who like, I just don't want to go through the hassle. There are people who, you know, they love Thailand so much. And Jono and I talked about this briefly yesterday where, you know, he's been living here for a couple of years. I live here. There's a difference between living here and visiting as a tourist. There's a difference between being back in the United States or in, say, Australia or the UK, and you're like, man, I just got to get back there. I got to get out of here and go over there. And you know what? If I got to take a couple of tests and pay whatever it might be for insurance, no big deal. People aren't worried about the whole, most people are not worried about, oh, there's too much, they're intruding into my privacy because I have to use an app. Most people don't care. From her perspective, business is better than usual in Phuket. And I'm like, how can that be? The people that are coming in are not. And she said, well, it's picking up. It's been picking up recently. So what does that tell you? Thailand has an uncanny way. Good morning, Gennaro. Thailand has an uncanny way of always rebounding. And I said this in the beginning. I said, I like to be pessimistic about things because I know how the Thai government operates and how governments are generally inefficient. But I also said, don't ever underestimate Thailand. You don't underestimate Thailand. Why are you writing in Thai? I don't feel like reading all this shit. God damn it. Oh, I guess maybe, Texas Tim. Sawadee, Ton Chow, Scott, Kong Chan, Pichai, Jack, Matt, Ikon, brother. I think that says like brother from another mother. How you doing? Thank you for writing in Thai. If you can write in English, please write in English because I don't want to have to sit here and read through it all the time. Because although I can read Thai, I still am a bit slow. Yes, sir. Visiting and living somewhere is a whole different world. I lived in New York City for a year and don't miss it. If I just visited, I would feel differently. Yeah, I went to New York with my wife and my kids, and we were there for 3 days. What were we there for? Like 2 days going in, or 1 day going in, and then 3 days going out. And we had plenty to do. You got stuff to do. You're gonna go here and go there. Once you settle, and I mean settle as in settle down. Think about it. You go to Hawaii and you're, in Waikiki and you're on a beautiful beach for a week and you're going surfing every day. Well, I don't know about surfing, but let's say you're an elderly tourist and you're going out and you're going seeing the sights. After a while, you're like, all right, I don't feel like going every day to see the sights. The same thing in Thailand. And the Thais and the food and their personalities make it very worthwhile to come here. The only thing that I would say is that when you live here, you deal with the inefficiencies and the bureaucracy. You have to deal with that. And, I went to the Netherlands many times before I came here. In fact, going there is what prompted me to, after a couple of trips, I finally said, I'm ready to go to Thailand now. But, the one thing that I know is when I went to the Netherlands and I was there for 3 weeks, I thought it was fantastic. I was like, man, I love this place. In fact, it's one of my favorite places in the world. But then I started asking people about what it would be like to live there. And all the Dutch people were like, way too much red tape. Everything's a pain in the ass. It's a lot more expensive than you think. And, I was going back when they still had Gilder. So I think it's because of the weather in Europe that it is the high season, So that's something else to consider. And, I don't have a problem saying I'm wrong. I may have been wrong. And I hope for the Thai people's sake that I was wrong, I am wrong. I still think it's going to take a while for all these restrictions to go away. But they're already talking about opening up the pubs and the bars. However, this guy, the tourism minister, Peapot, he said that these places that can open are tourist areas that rely on places like pubs and bars and restaurants that are selling alcohol. What he did say was Bangkok is not on the list of places to be approved because he's worried that this place is where all the outbreaks came from in the little pubs like in Tonglor and stuff like that. And he doesn't want that to happen again. He doesn't want that to stifle the other areas. So in Bangkok, it might take another month or two before they approve that. Who knows? They may just approve it. Here in Los Angeles, we rarely have rain, so living in Thailand, that would be an adjustment for me. The rain is not that bad, Gennaro. I tell you what. I mean, yeah, okay, there's been some flooding and everything, but to be completely honest, when it rains, the majority of the time it rains, and it only rains for maybe an hour. And then it slows down. And, maybe it's a very light drizzle. And maybe for another hour it's a light drizzle, and then it just goes away. It's not like it rains all day, every day, and it's really, really heavy. It'll rain heavy for 30 minutes or an hour, and it stops. So, I think it's really something that you don't have to worry much about. I never worry about it. We've got like 5 umbrellas at the house, and like 1 or 2 of them, they've got issues. And the other ones, I can never seem to find them because my wife and my kids always stash them somewhere. So I'm always searching for an umbrella. And I told myself, I'm going to buy a little umbrella and a big umbrella. Now, I already bought a little umbrella that I can put in a small bag. I always have an umbrella. And if I want a bigger umbrella, I just carry the umbrella with me. It's not a big deal. And most of the time, if you go into a grocery store, shopping center, stuff like that, they will walk you out with an umbrella, or they'll let you use an umbrella. Isn't it knee-deep flooding in Bangkok? Well, I'm in Bangkok. There's no knee-deep flooding here. In some areas, there may be. Not right now, though. So don't get your panties in a bunch. Don't worry about the rain that much. Now, Bangkok is sinking, which people don't talk about that much. It's something like a half an inch or an inch a year. And, eventually it may be underwater. I don't know. I don't really know because I just don't worry about it. If it starts getting to that point, then it's time to get out of Dodge or Bangkok, Now, let me see here. Okay, we got some more. Yeah, by the way, children under 12 are not required to. They're not required to be quarantined. The thing is it says if you're in Thailand, you go one of these 46 countries, and it's for less than 21 days, you come back, you don't have to quarantine, you just go right back in. So it's, that's not that bad. And for what I was saying earlier, for every person that's complaining about this, and listen, I've complained about it because I'm very pessimistic about things working out here because I know that generally, it's kind of like me. I say, I want to take this trip in the first week of January and I really want to go there. I might not do it until March. Because I don't have my shit together, or I don't have enough money, or I don't have things organized well enough, or, it just works out that I can't go at that time, or whatever it might be. So they're no different than anybody else. There's a lot of other governments that are the same way. I mean, look at the United States. They can't pass bills. Most of the time they can't even agree to they can't even agree to disagree. Let me see here. Continue on here. I want to see if there's any new comments here. How's the audio today, by the way? what is this? Oh, this is something different. Now, I guess the Thailand Pass, they're not even calling it that anymore. It's just basically you're gonna have to enter some information, and that's it. It's your travel information, your hotel information, that kind of thing. Um, so you must leave Thailand for a minimum of 21 days to comply with the minimum resident. No, this is nothing. Yeah, so I mean that's about the size of it. Let me shut some of this stuff down. Hello in the UK. Now, in case you don't know, today is actually Chulalongkorn Memorial Day, or Chulalongkorn Day, Pia Maharaj Day. It's a national holiday. And for whatever reason, yesterday was a holiday for the Chulalongkorn Memorial Day, but it's also a holiday on Monday, in case you don't know. So the banks are closed. Banks are closed Friday and on Monday. I really need another coffee. Right now, just in case Gennaro wants to know, the barista working today are Mr. Kang, who is the manager, and also Miss Mook. That's it. 2 people, and I can tell you that if you look, nobody there, nobody there, nobody here. And there's a guy coming in right now. King Chulalongkorn Rama V passed away on today, 1910. He is considered one of the greatest kings of Siam. And I did not know this, but to show their respect for him, they place wreaths and flowers at the Rama V statue in their hometown. Every provincial government holds ceremonies to honor and commemorate him. It's a Memorial Day, not a Buddhist holiday. Bars and other entertainment places are likely to be open. That is, if they're open. Immigration offices, but not immigration checkpoints, are closed. Post offices and the main branches of banks are also closed. So, little FYI there for you. Now, in case you don't know, you might have heard that the curfew is going to be lifted on November 1st, but that's only in 17 provinces. Bangkok, Krabi, Chonburi, Chiang Mai, Trat, Buriram, Prachuap Khiri Khan, Phang Nga, Phetchaburi, Phuket, Ranong, Rayong, Lui, Samut Prakan, Surat Thani, Nong Khai, Udon Thani. Those places, the curfew will be lifted, completely lifted. And what was I looking for? Oh, we had talked about going to Krabi. My wife and I, Billy and I, and Pattaya Bob, and I don't think it's going to happen. At least not right now. So, been there, done that. I want to go back again. I want to go to Riley. My wife did mention going to Riley, so we may go there, but I don't know. We'll see. Now, where's this at? What was I looking at here? Has the level of happiness in Thailand deteriorated? It's a good question, eh? I'll have an espresso to go, please. Oh, you're a funny one. Listen, I gotta go get a coffee, all right? I gotta get an S Mook or S Kang. S Preo. Preo is not here now. I'll tell you what, even Longhorn said to me, I think Preo now, she looks like she's got the best body out of all the girls now because she's been working out. It shows now. She's been exercising quite a bit. Although none of the other girls, you know, it's not like they look bad. But anyway, that doesn't really matter now, does it? Let me go get my coffee. All right, we're back. Coffee. 105 baht. Hello, Gennaro. Barista Ploy was epic. You missed it, the good old days. Oh, you remember her. Scott, have a good day. Take care of yourself. I will talk to you again soon. Time to sleep. Okay. Take care there in Texas. Too bad Longhorns wasn't here. He could have talked to you. Because he's in Texas. Well, normally. Apparently, Barista Ploy, who is no longer a barista, is into fitness, and she is heavily into fitness, I guess because of her boyfriend. You pay for the high-speed internet at Starbucks? No. I don't pay for anything here for internet. I pay for no internet at Starbucks. I don't have to pay, and I don't use their internet unless, I'm not even using it now on my computer. I got my computer here so I can look at some of the articles, and I also have, my phone on, obviously. That's what I'm streaming through, and I use the 4G. I don't use any of Starbucks stuff. Every once in a while I'll use it, but for the most part, their internet is not high speed. It's pretty piss poor, to be honest. Oh, okay. All right. No, again, I wanted to ask, how is the sound? Because it should be good. I'm using a mic. Anybody? Sound is good, all right. You know, I recorded a video the other day, and I used this mic, and I didn't put the dead cat on, and every time I said puh, 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 you could hear the heavy puh, and it ruined the whole video. And I was like, or the audio, and I just deleted it. Hello, what's up? What's happening? Everything's good. All is well. Now, I'm going to talk about this happiness factor in Thailand, because I know that the COVID has affected the people here. But do me a favor, if you would. I know it's redundant, but please remember to leave a thumbs up and subscribe, and to check down in the description on the ways that you can help support the channel, whether it's through a shirt, numerous shirts. You can pick yourself up one of those I Don't Hate People shirts, or Life's an Adventure, or whatever. Get one of my books, whatever it might be. You help me to keep doing what I'm doing and to keep me motivated, quite honestly. So I appreciate that. But let's get into this here. The level of happiness in Thailand has reduced over the past few years, according to the number of indices and surveys. With the COVID-19 pandemic taking its toll on the country's economy, people feel uncertain about their living while their daily expenses remain very high. I don't know about that. I mean, if you're staying at home, you're not paying as much to travel, go back and forth to work. On a global scale, Thailand is ranked 48 out of 149 countries according to the World Happiness Report 2021, a significant drop from 2017 to 2019, when the country was ranked 44th. I don't think that's that much. 5 spots, I mean, yeah, okay, but it's not huge. It's 10%. The report is primarily based on levels of GDP, life expectancy, generosity, social support, freedom, and corruption. Another survey in May 2021 by the Economic and Business Forecasting Center of the Thailand Chamber of Commerce also shows that Thailand's contentment has decreased significantly, as the happiness index among Thai people was recorded at 27.7, the lowest since the survey was first conducted back in 2006. Interesting. Now, what I find interesting is that people are actually trying to quantify the exact percentage, or the exact index number, 27.7, of some group of people's happiness. The number was a drop from 30.6 in April. The survey also predicted that the number will decrease further for June to August. The survey indicates that people's happiness deteriorated as they felt the uncertainties, especially regarding the pandemic, which has taken its toll on the Thai economy. That's an understatement. People are at risk of losing their jobs and are finding it harder to earn income while they still have to make ends meet. Well, hopefully that's coming to an end now. Discouraged from spending. Due to the current economic situation, people are discouraged from spending, including buying large assets such as a new house. Is that surprising? A new car, or even spending money on travel. That's what I'm saying also about, that's one of the reasons why I said I don't think as many people as the Thai government thinks will be coming to Thailand, at least from the United States, because people, all right, granted, they're getting money from the government still. Some people are back working. I don't know that they are, I don't know, because I'm not there and I'm not in that position, but I don't know, but they're so apt to go, okay, let's spend $3-4 grand to fly over to, or, especially if you're bringing a whole family, let's spend 10 grand to bring the whole family over and spend it on hotels and tootling around Thailand, when, if we really need a holiday, we can go away on a 3-day weekend to like Mexico or something, or the Bahamas or whatever, depending on where you're located. May Sanok. The suitability index for the purchase of a new car in May was recorded at 39.8, the lowest in 12 months, and also a decrease from 42.5 in April. The suitability index for the purchase of a new house in May was recorded at 23.7, a decrease from 27.1 in April, while the suitability index for spending on tourism was recorded at 31.5, the lowest in 13 months, and also a decrease from 42.5 in April. On my way, Scott, I'm gonna shoot out to Bangkok Mall and buy us breakfast while I'm there. After 6 years, I got married. 1 month later, March 7th last year, I went home. Never thought it would be this long. March 7th last year, I went home. Never thought it would be this long. Huh. Interesting. Let me continue here. Meanwhile, it has also been forecast that the household income, no, I don't know what's up with me, that the household economy will remain fragile for the rest of the year. Duh. According to CASHAPP Research Center's Economic Condition Index. CASHAPP Research Center is I guess it's a branch of a part of CASHAPP Bank and the CASHAPP Group. But they're coming out with all these different reports, and I take them with a grain of salt, okay? Due to a combination of flooding, rising energy prices, and uncertainty over the COVID-19 pandemic, household economies will remain fragile for the rest of the year. Well, I could have told you that. It's not like this place is going to be booming by the end of the year. I don't see that. I see it slowly, gradually opening, baby steps, 2 baby steps forward, 1 back, 2 forward, 1 back, and that's going to continue for a couple of years. But hopefully by the middle of next year, all these restrictions will be gone. There won't be any of this other kind of stuff that we have to deal with. We'll just be able to get on a jet and go, hopefully. I'm not counting on it, but that's what I'm hoping. Although Thailand's ECI, Economic Condition Index, for September has improved, the index is still relatively low compared to last year, as many households are worried about increased spending on energy, public utilities, and debt repayment. Oil prices have recently been increasing. As of October 20th, prices for premium diesel have increased to 34.26 baht per liter, 20 baht for diesel, B20 diesel, 29.04 baht. Here you go, Gennaro. B7 diesel, 29.29 per liter. Gasoline, 38.96 baht a liter, and gasoline 95, 31.55 baht per liter. So in case all those numbers don't make sense to you, basically things are getting more expensive. All right. Let me take a little water break here. Very good. Let's see if there's anything else interesting in here. Living expenses in Bangkok are 33,032 baht per month on average. Very high in contrast with the average salary of people in the capital, which is 26,502 baht per month. Interesting. Who's that? I'm watching on my own iPhone, so the picture isn't very big. That is espresso. Instead of espresso, it's espresso. You missed it. Come on, man. You're slow, Gennaro. You're getting old, buddy. Your spider senses are not tingling quite as quickly. It's interesting to see that the expenses are 33,000 a month, and that people are earning 26,500 a month. There you go. I don't know what she's doing, dumping that stuff out. While Bangkok is behind only Singapore for having the highest living expenses among 6 Asian cities, Singapore's average salary is much higher than the daily expenses. Singapore's average monthly salary is 118,075 baht, while the average monthly living expense is 76,770 baht. In Malaysia, in capital Kuala Lumpur, they earn 34,209 baht on average per month, while the average monthly living expense is 24,566 baht. So obviously, Thailand is not as cheap as some people might think. The prices are going up here. It is getting a little more expensive, and it's gradual, so you don't always see it. Average living expenses in Ho Chi Minh City are 25,396 baht per month, while people earn 15,071 baht on average per month. Wow, that's a big difference. Living expenses in Jakarta are 26,305 baht per month. Average salary is 14,922. Living expenses in Manila are also high, 32,570 baht per month, while their average monthly salaries are as low as 12,277 baht. So, a lot of these places, the amount they need versus the amount they earn is quite different. All right, where are we at for time here? We're at an hour. Maybe I'll go an hour and a half today, unless things pick up here. We're a little bit slow today. Do me a favor, leave those thumbs up. Keep leaving them thumbs up. Supposedly it helps with the algorithm, although I don't know. I think that streaming every day and putting up videos all the time is what helps. Honestly. Maybe their algorithm picks that up and they like me more because of that, and I'm getting better numbers now. I don't know. Well, Bangkok is is expensive. It's the second most expensive place out of all those countries. So there is something to be said for you get what you pay for. If you want, you can still live in a little 1,500, 2,000 baht a month apartment here. Now, that apartment is like the size of a bed, and there's no bathroom in it, and you need to use the restroom. You got to use a community restroom, but you can get those kind of places. My wife and I have to go look around Nicholas's school's area. In the area of his school, we have to go look at little apartments because it might be a bit too much for him to go back and forth to the school. And so, there's something else to think about. But, my kids are pretty much all grown up now. Once they get a job, they're considered grown. Yeah, no air conditioning, no. And if you're lucky, they might have a fan, but most places you bring your own fan. Really, as a foreigner, you probably don't want to live in a place like that. I have lived in one place that it had a fan, and that was it. And it was a pretty big. It was one room, but it was pretty big. It was but the bathroom, it was a community bathroom. So anytime you went and took a shower, it's like You either bring your clothes in there, or you take a shower, you wrap a towel around you, you go walk back to your room. You gotta take a dump. Hey, all the toilets, squat toilets. You're not gonna get Western amenities in places like that. So that's something else to think about. But let me go on here. As to whether the living expenses and incomes are proportionate, Associate Professor Dr. Tanawat Ponwichai, rector of the University of Thai Chamber of Commerce, explains that it depends on their social class and how much salary they earn. I think for Thai people who have salaries of more than 30,000 baht a month, they save 20% or more. While people in the low to middle income level save 5 to 10%, it is quite low. Well, yeah, I would agree with that. Jono. I'm getting ready to try Jono's chicken wing recipe. Hopefully I'll do it tonight. In fact, I forgot to take out the chicken wings I bought the chicken wings, put them in the freezer, I forgot to take them out. So I take them out today. Hopefully all is well. Jono, earlier today, I started to bring up how, living here and visiting is much different. And how, like, guys like you, guys like me, people, you've lived here for a fair amount of time now. You know what the deal is here, pretty much, and it's much different. And we may take it for granted that this place is a great place to come for a vacation, or even for a couple of months. We may overlook this fact. We may just take it for granted. And that's why I'm saying that really, when it comes down to it, man, Thailand, and the thing is, right now, Thailand, their beaches, their oceans, their forests, they don't have and their tourist attractions don't have the number of people going there destroying the places, putting the wear and tear on these places. And so they are, in most cases, improving, getting better. They're cleaner. They're starting to grow again, like in the ocean, and things are getting better. And this is, in some ways, when people come back, I don't want to say it's going to be more amazing. I think that's putting it out there. That's really going too far. But I will say it's still going to be amazing when people come back, and they're still going to be like, wow, you know what? All right, I had to take a couple of tests. It took me a few hours to get my results. That was a little bit of a pain. It's a little more expensive now. But you know what? For a lot of people, like my wife was saying, the numbers in Phuket now, they're starting to go up to where the hotels that have been booked per day are as good or better than before the pandemic. And this is maybe some of it's from international travel, but some of it is also from domestic travel, but it doesn't really matter. Travel's travel. If you're getting money from tourists, then you're getting money. So it all works out in the end. Oh, okay, that's it. So you guys smashed it down. I was wondering, I didn't hear from him yesterday. And, he's not in the stream now. He's probably, who knows? He could be hungover. I don't know. Great cost of living overall. Yeah. I mean, I think at some point, this place is going to get the cost of living is going to go up to where a lot of people are not going to be able to afford to live here, as in Western expats. I don't think we're there yet. It's still a really good value. If you ever, and the thing is too, is if you want to travel somewhere, I mean, listen, you can still get tickets for $100 round trip. I mean, to go places. You can take a train for $50. I mean, I can go to Kanchanaburi for how much does that cost? Less than 100 baht. I think it's 90 baht to go to Kanchanaburi from Thonburi Station. So, you know, I wouldn't be able to tell you that. I don't know. I'd imagine they don't discriminate. Why don't you come and find out? That might be good, huh? You can come and find out for yourself. I think that's the best way to do it. Don't ask. Find out for yourself. All right, now this place is picking up, huh? Got a lot of people coming in. A lot of people going places, going to work. I haven't been on the boat since the last time when I went there and they said it was closed. I don't think I've been there since then. In fact, I don't even know if they're running on the weekend. I should ask. I'll ask Mook when she comes out here, or Preo. I'll ask one of them if it's running now. I think I did take it once, but I don't remember when it was. I don't want to really take it now because it's like it's always packed. I don't want to go when it's packed. You know, and also the SkyTrain here in front of the mall and on Lot Pao Road, they have made some considerable progress. And I don't know how long it's going to take. I can't get a straight answer from anybody. And I've looked and, you know, I've seen various time frames. But what I can tell you is that from Ramkhamhaeng to Lot Pao, they're getting ready they're almost ready to meet up. And now they're starting to put the middle rails where the train goes. They have the studs up and they're putting the rails in, the platform, the concrete platform where the rails go. Those are going up right now, and they're all along this street. So hopefully, you know, that'll be completed in the next year. Although, you know, my wife and I were talking, and we're like, you know, I said this yesterday, I've said this recently. You know, she wants to go somewhere. She's like dying to go on a little trip for a couple of days, and she wants to go all these places. I'm like, listen, let's go somewhere where maybe like we can get like a little tiny apartment, but like, you know, like we can go and stay if we want to. You know, little 5,000 baht a month apartment. You know, you can walk to the beach in 10, 15 minutes, something like that. That's kind of what I want, because then I can be, hey, I'm Scott. Normally I'm an American in Bangkok, but I'm an American in wherever, Prachuap. And the way that things are set up right now, it's possible to do that. So there's a lot of things on the table right now. And Jono, I don't know if you're still listening, but you know, you're always welcome to come with Longhorns and I to say Pattaya in about a week and a half, or to the ancient city. We can always use the golf cart, but I don't know how your knee's doing. I wouldn't expect you to go on that one, but maybe you could go to Pattaya if you want to, because we're meeting up with a few people. So, anyway, it's on the table. Especially you're fully vaccinated now. I forgot about that. Now you're considered fully vaccinated. All right, let me go on here. The current minimum wage in Thailand is around 330 baht per day. It's neither too high or too low. It covers one's expenditures, but for someone who has a family, a spouse, or one or two children, it's quite low. Yeah, that's pretty low. When asked how people's quality of life could be improved, Dr. Tanawat suggested that the government should not only boost economic activities after the pandemic, but also address income inequality and reduce poverty. Well, you can address income inequality all you want. There's only one answer, and that's education. So I don't know what else they're going to talk about. I think that's the way to enhance the quality of life of Thai people. And now here, where he's talking about enhancing the quality of life for Thai people, but this pandemic has detracted from their quality of life very clearly, because on the happiness index, they're not as happy as they were 2 years ago. So there you go. Let me see here. Wow, more private schools in Thailand to close due to pandemic-related cash flow problems. That's too bad. Now let me see this here. Yeah, okay. Swab hubs. What do you mean, any idea? What do you want to know? You got the money. You can buy a condo. You can certainly rent an apartment. I mean, you know. All right, what was I looking for here? Is this it right here? Let's see here. Yeah, it is. I think that Thailand is going to find out in the future that while it's nice to want all these free spending tourists, that the tourists who come and they come, I mean, listen, I came 5 or 6 times. I can't remember exactly how many it was. I think it was 5 times, and then I moved here. I came here as often as I could, and there's a lot of people that are the same way. Now, I wasn't staying in the best hotels. I wasn't staying in the worst hotels. And I think they'll find out that they're going to be biting the hand that feeds them if they only concentrate on the high dollar tourists and expats, especially the expats, because there are people here that have been living here for far longer than me, 30, 40 years. They've raised families here. They've spent, countless amounts of money here. And you can't discount those people just because, well, we want people who have a lot of money. I mean, listen, everybody wants to, well, I won't say everybody wants to be rich, but money is a tool, and if you have, the more of it that you have, the more you can get into trouble, or the more you can use it for stability and to earn generational wealth and all that kind of stuff. So, yes, but is it better to get one in Bangkok or other cities? Dude, have you ever been to Thailand? I'm curious to know. Have you ever been to Thailand? After how many visits did you decide Thailand was right for you to live there? Probably 4. What happened was I had taken a couple of trips, and then I still remember it. traveling down the Ping River in I think it was past Chiang Rai, and I was going on this tour where I went up to, well, I was in the Golden Triangle area, and when we got off of the boat, the longtail boat, there were elephants waiting for us, and they took us up. It was the only way. It was really steep area, hills and stuff, and people didn't, they couldn't walk, and so they gave people elephants, and we went into these villages out in the middle of the jungle, or village, and then we stayed in this village. That was a place where I said the people were walking around, and they were walking around with bowls of opium. They wanted people to partake. I plan on retiring to Thailand in the near future. Would be there now, but have good job back home. Well, one thing I would say is more money, more money, more money, because when you get here, you never know what's going to stand before you. If I made any mistake, it was pissing away the money that I had and the money that I earned while I was here, having a great time. Now, I say that, with a little, because while, yes, I pissed it away and I could have done more with it, if I had pissed half of it away, I probably still would have had a great time. But, I had some good time. I had some good times when I came here for the first couple of years. Some really good times. Did some things that, people only dream of. And so I'm happy about that. But I would say if working a few more years, and it's not something you absolutely despise doing, if working a couple more years means getting a considerable chunk socked away, a bit more, that will help you in the long run here. It'll make things a little bit easier for you. Ping River. Oh, you're funny. I've been to Bangkok twice, and I just want to buy and rent an apartment. That's it. What, you want to buy and rent an apartment? Or you mean you want to buy an apartment and rent it? Or what do you mean? Because you can rent an apartment very easily. You don't need to buy. And in my opinion, buying right now is not, well, if you're going to buy, now's the time to buy. And I don't even know, it might be, it's too bad Patia Bob is not in. But he has some apartments that he basically buys, and he fixes them up, and then he flips them, or he rents them out. And so it's all up to you, man. I mean, you've been here 2 times. I don't know that I would jump into it. I don't know how long you spent here. I have no idea. I don't know how knowledgeable you are about this place, and I want to buy and rent to others. Okay, so do it. If you got the money, you can do it. I don't know that I would do it in Bangkok. How long did it take you to learn and speak Thai? Good morning, Mr. Carl. It took me about a year to be able to speak basic Thai. How much, เท่าไหร่ เลี้ยวซ้ายเลี้ยวขวา go left, go right, ตรงไป go straight. Basic stuff, or like โอ้สวยมากนะ oh you're so beautiful, or น่ารักมาก, you're so lovely. I mean, I learned like little phrases like that, and slowly built my vocabulary up. And the thing is that if you don't use it, you lose it. I have to get back into the swing of things to remember some of the words and phrases that I used to use all the time. Now, if I get into a taxi, or I'm talking to somebody on the street and I want to ask them which way to go, how much, that stuff is like second nature to me now. But, if I'm going to get into a deeper conversation, it may take more effort and more thought for me to figure it out. You know, there are workarounds, but, you know, I forget what was the word I was asking. Not, what was it that I was saying yesterday? Yesterday I was talking about reincarnation with beer. And let me see something here. Was that what it was? Oh shit, my battery's going dead already? Let me see here. I think that's what it was. But, you know, I was talking about that with her, and I forgot what it was. I didn't remember. Because I don't usually talk about reincarnation. You know, it's not something that I chat nah. Chat nah. Yeah. Let me see here. Oh well, you can't hear it. Yeah. Anyway, so you know, it depends on how much you use it, where you're using it, in what situations. You know, if you never go to the hospital, you might not be able to remember, you know, like, well, how do I ask for, you know, for a nurse or pain medication or something like that. If you go to the hospital a few times, then you start to learn it, you know. But it helps to be here, obviously. You know. Anyway, about the buying and renting, you know, I'm not the guy to ask about that, because if anything, we at this point, my wife and I, we do anything, we would buy a place, and I don't think we would do that now, even though we had wanted to. You know, we have some land down in the south. We could do something on that if we really wanted to, but you know, sometimes it's better to be mobile and to be free and not have to worry about, you know, oh, well, I put this much money in and now I'm stuck because I might have to leave or I can't stay or, you know, it's going to be a pain in the neck or something happened back home and I got to go home and, you know, I got to leave my house. It really depends on you, you know. Small market wealthy should aim at pensioners with a reasonable asset base. Talking about the Thai government. I mean, listen, I've been here for 27 years. My 28th year starts next next month. Is that how it is, or is my 27th year? I think it's, anyway, 27 years, we'll say. And really, only in the beginning did I have any kind of trouble where I was thinking to myself, man, what am I going to do? How am I going to live here? You know, that was it. Ever since then, I haven't had any problems. I mean, you know, there was a brief period of time, and then there was a couple of years, and then I got married. And, you know, from the couple of years before I got married till now, I really haven't had that many concerns. I mean, you know, I may be... I may be, you know, I would call myself comfortable here. That's what I would call myself. I'm very comfortable. I'm comfortable in many ways. And the most comfortable that I feel is basically just in everyday life here. Hey, Dowlo, how you doing? Good morning. Everyday life. You know, I feel very comfortable going around, walking around. If I have, you know, some kind of a question or a problem, or I need to talk to somebody about something, I feel pretty comfortable. One of the things that I have to talk to some people about is the river, the Ping River, the Moon River, and what was the other one? The Chin River. I need to talk to some people about these rivers because if I ever want to do anything on them, I need to know about them, and I can't just jump out there and go. I don't really want to do it that way, so I have to be able to speak. Now, I should be able to communicate with people, and between many Thais, they speak a little bit of English at this point. They may be apprehensive about speaking, but they may be able to. You may be able to, as long as you can communicate. Then what does it matter? It doesn't matter. You want your as my mother says, and actually as Longhorns likes to say, is it good enough? Is your Thai good enough? So I like to think my Thai is good enough, but it could be better, and I want it better, and I'm always trying to to get better. But hey, Andy. Hello, Andy. Hello, Dowlow. Hello, Newman. I know Preo and Fern Kong Pong. Huh? 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 Hello, Paul T. Hello, Paul T. I just love that. And there was a couple of times when Jerry said it about Newman better than others, where he didn't just go, hello, Newman. He was like, hello, Newman. I just love that. Every time I say hello now, that's what I feel like saying. Like, hello, Longhorns. Hello, Jono. Isn't that Thai for wife? Huh? What? Oh, Fan Kong Pong. Oh, Fan. Fan Kong Pong. Actually, Fan is more like girlfriend. Mia or Panraya is wife. Hello, Dallo. Hello, Gennaro. Wow, we're at the 94-minute mark. Can't believe time flies when you're having fun. I went to Thailand hotel. They did not allow me. I had to change my hotel because of my Indian nationality passport only. Well, that's funny because you know what? There's a guy who comes in here. What's his channel's name? I Am Indian. And he came here and I met him. And he's come to Thailand many times and he never has a problem. So, some guys have problems and some guys don't. Hello, Scott. Back home my name is Scott, one syllable. Here my name is like 2 or 3 syllables. Hello, Scott. 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 Hello, Tony. Thank you very much, Choke D to you. Listen, I got to tell you guys that, Jono, I can kind of say in Thai, I cannot speak Thai. The taxi driver replied yesterday in excellent English, but you just spoke Thai. Jono, how long have you been saying you're gonna learn to speak Thai? Well, I will, but you know how it is, man. When you get older, you're like, fuck it, I don't want to. Because he will not discuss what hurts his channel. Ugh. You mean the Indian guy? Well, so what? So what are you coming here for? Just doing nothing but talking smack? Because that's all you're doing. I'm sure that people could talk smack about India if they want. But they don't, not here at least. And, this is not the forum to be doing nothing but slamming Thailand. Because let me do that, all right? I think I'm quite fair about it. I think I'm very reasonable. I'm a Libra. I'm balanced. I look at things And I never used to believe in that, but now I do. I'm a Libra, and I'm very balanced, and I give a balanced viewpoint. I'm hard on the Thais and the Thai government, and I'm very hard on, I'm very easy when it comes to when they deserve this. One Thai word per month program. And you can go, shut up, you get paid from the Thailand government. Really? That's funny. I get paid from the Thai government. You're a fucking idiot. Don't make me slam you, you fucking worthless piece of shit. You come on here, you're a fucking troll, that's all you are. Get the fuck out of here, because I'm ready to ban your ass for being a dummy. You don't tell me to shut up, fuckface. Oh, word of the month, fuck off. You get paid by the Thai government. Why don't you go ask the Thai government how much they pay me, you fucking dumb fuck. There, did I say enough swear words for you? Shut up. You shut up, Mr. Scott. Mr. Scott. Hello, Scott. You shut up. You shut up. Make me. Flemek Domio. Ugh. I attract them. This channel attracts them. Thailand attracts them. And you know, the thing is now I laugh at them. I'm laughing. I pity you. I pity you. That's what the Thais say here. I pity you, Mitta. Mitta, you know, I'm sorry, but I'm pity you. You stupid man. You're very stupid. Especially thinking I get paid. Saying I get paid by the Thai government. Yeah, okay. I wish. Hey, listen, Thai government, anybody in the Thai government, you want to start paying me? You want to start paying me? Please, get a hold of me. You've done it before. Please get a hold of me again. Start forking over that salary, okay? I'll be happy to work for you. Depends on the money, but, you know. Well, what's the matter? It's funny, all these other guys came on here. The one guy asking about where was the one guy? I just want to buy and rent an apartment. That's it. Thai people who see my Pulp Fiction wallet are usually very confused at bad MF. Yeah, I like that. I like that wallet. That thing will last forever. Oh, what's the matter? You got nothing to say, Flamek? You got nothing else to say? Listen, I will destroy you, okay? You cannot defeat me. You know why? Because you're a piece of dog shit and I'm not. Goodbye. Time to say goodbye. What's the song? Because it's time for me to fly. Ooh. Now, 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 now. Here you go, Bubba. You're out of here. You know, I haven't had any fun with the trolls. That was kind of fun. Well, you know what? I kind of doubt that he's even Indian, to be honest. I have had this one, my second, for about 12 years. The first lasted about the same. There are a lot of knockoffs now. Dang, I missed the good stuff. I don't know, did you? I don't know. I don't know if there is any good stuff on this channel. It's all about perspective. It really is. right, what am I looking for here? I don't know. Did he miss any good stuff? I don't know. You know, I look at now. I'm starting to look at trolls like hecklers. They either have the mama's boy syndrome, they have the small penis syndrome, they have nobody loves me or whatever it might be. But that's why people are trolls. You know, I got issues. We all got issues. But like people who troll, when you really think about it, it's like you got some serious fucking issues. You got issues that like a psychiatrist or therapist, they might not be able to help, you know. I don't know. Oh, I'm an idiot? Yes, I'm idiot. Oh, I am idiot. I joined to Scott telling someone they were a piece of something. Flamek Dumleso, whatever your fucking name is. See you later, buddy. Listen, pal, if you ever need some help, I'm sure that you can find a psychiatrist or therapist in your area that will give you the necessary help you need to be able to like function without going online and attempting some and this is a really feeble attempt that you've made. Believe me, you're nothing. You are nothing as a troll. You're like the Pee-wee leagues of trolls. See you later, buddy. See ya. Anyway, they usually have mommy issues. I don't know, you know. I mean, could be mommy issues, could be a number of things. And you know, the thing is, I don't really give two shits about it. A douchebag is a douchebag, you know what I mean? Top of the morning to you, mate. Lad. Top of the morning to you, lad. Oh, listen, there are so many people that they do that. They have multiple. Thank you very much, Adam. I appreciate that. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, Jono, let's get on to more important topics. Let's get on to some topics that might actually be worthwhile. You know, Jono and I were talking, I said this earlier, Jono and I were talking about how visiting is different than living here. And, you know, once you live here, I mean, Jono's in a different position than I am. And I think he is always going to be in a different position than I am because he's single. He has nobody to fend for, he has nobody to think about but himself. I have people that I have to think about and, you know, to consider when I do things and all that kind of stuff. I'd say that I'd like to know what the difference, how it breaks down as far as the number of people, the number of foreign expats who are here, who are single and who are here with families or just with a wife or whatever it is. But I can tell you that for both of us, we look at the guidelines that the Thai government lays down. And while in some ways, you know, I kind of understand that they're trying to be safe and, you know, they don't want to rush things too much. But, you know, at this point, not only he and I, but I think just about everybody is really fed up with this. We don't like the guidelines, but you know what? What are you going to do? That's the bottom line. What are you going to do about it? I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to wait until things are better. I'm going to hope and pray things get better. And when the time is right, then I'll take a trip somewhere. More than likely, it'll be to the United States. And until then, you know, you just deal with it. But coming here as a tourist, I think that if you come here as a tourist, it's fantastic here. These guidelines that they've set down are not really all that bad for a tourist. And I think that the guidelines are not going to stick for expats. I don't think that that's going to be the case.ไม่ได้ 10 โมงเช้า ไม่เป็นไร I see it every day. How are the massage parlors looking? Are the girls still waiting outside for customers? Or have they gone back home? There are massage parlors open. Did you see the female that won the Euro Literary Prize? Where it's actually 3 guys. Oh my God. Singapore is getting 4,000 new cases a day, and they have 90% vaccinated. So what's that tell you? I can also say, when I lived in the United States, I pretty much stayed within my own neighborhood and seldom went elsewhere. Just like here in Bangkok. But you know what? Listen, as much shit as I gave you in the beginning, look at me now. I don't like to go across town. I don't want to do that unless I have to, or unless, it's like once a week, once every 2 weeks. Okay, I'll go somewhere. But for the most part, I stay in my area just because it's easier and I'm comfortable, Qantas just announced they're resuming flights from Sydney to Bangkok in January. Wow, that's great. And that should be around the time we should know what's happening here. We should have a much better handle on what's happening here. And guess what? If you come, I don't know when it's going to be. Maybe it's December 31st. Maybe it's January 1st. Maybe it's sometime in January. I'm not sure yet, but I think it's New Year's or New Year's Eve. You'll get to come see, at least supposedly, you'll get to come see Andrea Bocelli and La Lisa, who everybody loves here. Yesterday we had 18 die, 9 with vax, 8 without, 1 partial. Wow. I went elsewhere when I needed to. 40 plus years in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I had seen all I needed. It's no different here, except I haven't been all over Bangkok. Yeah. Well, you can live vicariously through me if you really want to, You watch 5 or 10 minutes of a place and you go, that's pretty cool, nice place. And you're like, all right, I've had enough of this shit. And then you're out of here. Whereas me, I go and I'm like sitting there and I'm like, all right, I want to get out of here. I'm actually there doing it or whatever. But, and sometimes that's better. And sometimes I wish I was the one watching virtually, As I said, I'm going to try, and I'm waiting to hear back from Longhorns, but I'm going to try to go to the ancient city this week, possibly Tuesday, and then maybe at the end of the week or beginning of the next week go to Kanchanaburi just for the day or maybe one night, and then that next weekend, maybe we'll meet up with Mr. Carlos. We're this is all tentatively speaking. We'll be over in May, staying for 3 months. A lot can happen up until May, but I do think, I don't know, it does seem like, where on earth are you seeing things like, oh, look at India, thousands of people are dying. Oh, look in the United States, thousands and thousands of people are dying. You're not really seeing that anymore. I do think it's going like this. July 2022. I think that's a good estimate. I think May is a good estimate. I think July is a good estimate. Listen, if you don't really care about some of these little hoops you got to jump through, because they're not that bad. I know there are the freedom fighters who are like, this is too much. You're gonna have to have an app on your phone, which I don't have the app on my phone. You're coming in November of next year, so 1 year is what you're saying, Gennaro? I'll be there in late February, March, looking at Airbnb now, good deals. Yeah, you know, oh, you'll be retired then, awesome. One thing I was telling my wife, I said, you know, it'd be nice to find a little place like 5,000 baht a month, little studio apartment near the beach or very close to the beach, within striking distance of Bangkok, so that we have a place to go and stay. Maybe we go during the week, or we don't have, you know, we don't have a lot to do during the week. Nobody has to go into school or go to work or whatever. We stay there, you know. What about people without smartphones? I think you're going to have a harder time. You're going to have to show your paperwork, and, you know, I don't know how they're going to track you, you know. It's a good question. It's a good question, Tony. Wow, Gennaro. Hi, I'm Gennaro. I'm an American in Bangkok. Another one. Wow. Because you don't get in if you don't have the tracking app. That's the thing. If you don't have the tracking app, you ain't getting in. They want to see it. It goes into the system, and then you're in the system, and then if, you know, now my question is, what about if you just leave the phone in your room and you go out and you don't bring your phone with you, so you just look like you're at the hotel all day, every day, and then how are they going to know where you are? I mean, so I don't understand that. Yeah, one of these days now we're starting to get more people here, living here, at least supposedly coming here, or moving here, and so maybe we can have a meetup one of these days. I know we'll have one in Pattaya. It may be small, I don't know how many people are going to come, but we may have a little bit of a get-together. We'll see. The first day of retirement is the hardest. I retired in March of this year. Oh, well, congratulations. Not for me, it will be easy. Listen, Jono is meticulous. He planned and planned and planned. And, you know, I think he's pretty comfortable now. Listen, Jono is the man in his little neighborhood. Jono goes around, it's like, what's happening? Hey. What, all right, hey. Oh, hello, how are you? Oh, hey, what's happening? Hey. He's the same as me, except he's speaking in English and I'm speaking in Thai. Australian, what is this? I always leave my phone at the hotel when I go hit the Chrome bar, tracking or not. Well, if you, like when you go into the hotel, you have technically, although nobody does it now, but maybe then you might have to. You go in, just like over here, there's a QR code. You go and scan the QR code into the Mochana app, and then it will say you're at the Mall Bangkok. Now, when you leave, you're supposed to scan out. So if you forget to scan out, then it shows you're in the Mall Bangkok like all night until the next day, and then you go, oh shit, I forgot. Then you go back to the Mall Bangkok, scan out, and then it shows you scanned out, and then the next place you scan in will show where you are. So I don't know if they're actively tracking you, although it's in the system, so that if by chance you test positive or somebody in your area tests positive, they know everybody in that area, and they'll be able to find those people, which that's something I don't really like. My battery ran out on my phone. It says, it'll tell you 20%, then it'll just say 10%. I forgot that it had already said 10%, and so the battery just went dead. Usually when it says 10%, I'll, plug it into a power bank or into the computer or something. I just forgot to do it, so. Sorry about that. It doesn't really matter because we're at the end of the stream at this point. You stupid. Why blocking me? You scare India all good with corona, nothing like Thailand full of... Bye. Sorry, buddy. You know, we don't need this kind of disruption, buddy. If you're really from India, you know, I feel bad for you. I pity you. I have empathy for you. Anyway, wow. All right, so this place is opening up, and for a weekend, it's not that many people, really. I mean, like almost nobody came in. I mean, like just a handful of people came in, next to nobody. What is spurging? What is spurging? I don't know what spurging means. Yeah, it says, did you actually mean something else? A purging. Well, yeah, okay. I'm purging. I'm purging the crap. That's what I'm doing. I don't know, spurging means purging, actually. I didn't know that. Spurging is a noun that means a purging. So, if what you mean is, who's freaking out? The guy's freaking out, not me, but, you know, let him freak out. That's his problem. Just do like Scandinavia. All COVID related is gone. Time to move on. I wish they would do that. The big problem here that people forget about is the mask being worn. What good is it to allow the bars to open up and to allow alcohol to be sold in them, to allow, you know, the dancers to be, you know, dancing on somebody's lap and that kind of stuff? You know, what good is that? Or what good is it going to like a temple in the hot weather when everybody's got masks on? I don't know about you, but like I'm telling you now, I'm in the back in the grocery, and I get to the taxi, and I'm like, I gotta take this mask off. I gotta take this mask off. And I take it off before I get into the taxi just so I can breathe a little bit, because it hinders my breathing. I hope I don't have to wear a mask when I'm getting my prostate work on. That kills the mood. Ew. I hope for your sake you don't have to have your prostate worked on. Because I know about that. $500 million spent in first few days when Sydney opened up. Wow. That's crazy, man. But they need to change. I think the police there really need to change the way that they deal with people. And America's no different. I'm not slamming on Australia, but I'm slamming on the police, wherever they're from, but they happen to be in Australia. And they really might want to think about the image that they are putting out to like tourists. And, you know, most tourists are not going to get in any trouble if they can help it. But, like, I look at it and I go, man, I don't want to go when they're acting like that. I just, you know, if I accidentally do something, we're going after you. Here in Victoria, we're heading towards 95% single vaccinated, 80% double vaccinated. Now, that's great. Hey, Richard, how you doing? Good morning, buenos dias. Hopefully the pole dancers are wearing masks. Really? You joking me? We don't need the pole dancers to be wearing masks, although some of them would probably look better with masks on. You know, is she, from now on, the question will be, does she need a mask? Yes or no? If she needs a mask, that's kind of like having a bag over her head. I mean, we could put it that way. Is that misogynistic? I don't know. They make clear masks. Yeah, she could also wear a face shield. But you know, then I don't even want to go in that direction. Yeah, that's the other thing. If you're flying and you're sitting on a plane, what do you got to do? So every time you're flying, because I haven't flown, but maybe one time where I had to wear a mask, and there were no people in the plane, pretty much. So if you're flying like on an international flight, first of all, you can't have any food, can't have any drinks. So what do you do when you need to take your mask off? You got to go in the bathroom and close the door, lock the door, and then you can take the mask off for a while. You're taking the mask off in the crapper, which you would think you need a mask in the crapper if it's an airline. No, I figured that, Danny. You're used to it. Okay, well, don't get too used to it, Gennaro, because the reality is we are not, as humans, meant to wear masks. If we need to wear masks here, something needs to change. And I understand that this is, just a little blip in history. But I'm looking at the cleaning lady. She's standing all alone. She's got a freaking mask on. She's got a paper mask on. And then she's got the face shield on. This era in history shall be known as absence of logic. Well, it depends on what the payoff is. I can tolerate a mask too. I can tolerate a mask pretty much anywhere. However, like in CASHAPP before, it was really, really hot. If I'm standing alone, there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to pull my mask down so I could get some air, because I'm sweating my ass off, first of all. And sweating my head, my face, everything's sweating. So what does that say for the mask when you're sweating into the mask? The mask is absorbing the sweat. You got bacteria going into the mask. This cannot be good. Okay? The land of uncertainty behind the masks. Well, a mask would kind of make things uncertain anyway. So, you know what I mean? I understand what you're saying, but all I'm saying is it should not be considered normal. There used to be a guy who came in here all the time, and actually I wrote about him in my book. They call me Farang. The guy who, Oi, Mia kun Adam, oi, khab kun mak na. Khab kun Mia. Panraya kun Adam, khab kun mak na khab. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. That's funny. I really wish I could do one of these things where I connect up a mobile phone where, like, you guys say something. How does it work with that Japanese guy or whatever he was, where he would be in his bedroom sleeping, and then somebody would turn on the air raid? You gotta pay, like they would pay, and that when they paid, it would hit us like a notification bell or something where you would see that somebody sent money. But in order for that to trigger, they have to write something or they have to put some sound in, like it might be like air raid sirens at 3 in the morning, and it would be as loud as they could get it. And the guy would jump out of bed. They would see this. I forget how, I don't remember how he did that. She didn't believe that within 3 seconds of me hitting send, you would say it. Thanks. ไม่เป็นไรครับ3 วินาทีอุ้ยแป๊บหนึ่งทำไมเร็วจัง You don't want a girl saying that to you. In case you don't know, you don't want a girl going, ทำไมเร็วจัง Why were you so quick? You don't want a girl saying that to you. Anyway, what is this? Gennaro, the last flight I was on, we had to wear masks until we started eating. And, you know, Longhorns brings this up too. Why is it we got to wear a mask when we're outside? Then we come inside here, we're wearing a mask inside here. Then we sit down and we're in a room. You could say it's ventilated or whatever, but we're in a room and we're sitting like right next to each other or right across from each other, and we don't have a mask on. We're breathing out, breathing in. But yet when we go outside and there's nobody around us, you know, and it's not like, you know, Longhorns and I are walking arm in arm. Or if I'm walking alone, he's walking alone. And there's nobody around, there's nobody 50 feet away from us. We technically have to wear a mask. So they need to drop that. You know, the whole going to the ocean, going to the park, walking on the boardwalk, and having to wear a mask. Too much. As they say here. Wait, ไม่ต้องเลย. You really don't have to, you know? They don't need that. Now, I don't know what happened, but we still only, now the manager is gone, Espreo is gone, and we only have Miss Mook here. But not that they're, right now, this place is extremely slow. You got 2 people sitting over in the corner, and you got me, and you got 1 Grab driver. It's almost impossible to get COVID outside. Yeah, I mean, in the beginning, I'm not too quick to jump on the bandwagon saying, you know, this is wrong, we shouldn't do this, oh, don't listen to your government, they're full of it, they're just out for power. I'm not quick to jump on that bandwagon. Now I'm quick to say that many of them are extremely slow to relinquish their power. I'm not talking about here either, I'm talking about elsewhere. Although here, you know, those in power, that's a different story. There is an election coming up in a little over a year. We'll see what happens with that, but you know, listen, one thing at a time, you know. And bottom line is, if you're a foreigner here, unless you're voting, just don't worry about it. The only thing you got to think about is, are things good enough for me to stay here? And right now, they're plenty good enough. Gennaro, we are not ones to complain. We are very complacent, less stressful that way, definitely. Listen, I complain online sometimes just for the sake of complaining. It's a way to vent. I get home and complain. If I complain to my wife is just like, ugh. She'll just be looking at her phone, and I'm talking to her, and I'm like, did you hear what I said? Yeah. What did I say? You said you didn't like it. I didn't like what? You know, it goes from one ear and out the other. So I try not to complain too much in front of her at home, and you know, maybe with my buddies, we complain back and forth. We laugh about it sometimes, but at the end of the day, it's still a better place to be than back in America, in my opinion. You bone too much. Oh, you been key bone. If you want to impress him, Gennaro. Oh, here comes the Japanese guy, Mr. Kenji. What is his name? Let me see if I can find out here. I forget what it is here. I have to remember how to say it because I always forget. Let's see here. Let's see if I get it right here. Let's see. Ah, he changed his thing here. Keishinzan. That's what it is. Keishinzan. 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 Keishinzan san. I don't know. I'm not sure. Anyway, he's here. Daniel-san. Today we're on dangerous mission. Well, let's see. I was hoping that like Longhorns would wake up. You know, maybe stick his little sarcastic comments, a couple sarcastic comments in as we close the stream out. I'm trying to figure out just how many times I want to stream every week, and it seems like every day, but you know, I need to be going places, doing things, seeing things, bebopping around, and as long as I feel well. Pretty soon I'm going to have to get a beard shaping to get somebody who knows what they're doing to take care of my beard. Will Pattaya be the same when it reopens? No, it won't be. It will never be the same. It may be similar, but it won't be the same. Similar in some ways, but you know, it's going to take time, and I'm not so certain that some officials want everything to go back the way that it was. You know, let's face it, man. When it comes to Pattaya, you got a lot of people. They go there and they're there. They go to the bars, hit up the girls, and they're not the high-end tourists for the most part. So I don't know that that is appealing to the right crowd. But on the other hand, they need as many tourists as they can get. They need as much money as they can get. They got Indians, they got Russians, they got Chinese eventually coming back, who will start to reshape the demographic of the city. They already have. So. Anyway, so listen, I appreciate all the conjecture, all the conversation. I sure hope so, Dowlow. It's like a reset for the world. Hopefully it'll be better for it. As I was saying earlier, I don't know if you heard me talking about it, but you know, the oceans, the Thai oceans, the Thai beaches, the Thai forests, jungles, and even the tourist attractions have had a chance. If they're still open, they've had a chance to be replenished and to what's the word I'm looking for? Well, reset is a good word, but environmentally, I think it's good that they got a break, that these places have gotten a break. You know, Ohio gozaimasu. The reset is pure evil. Well, it can't be pure evil, because if it's good for the environment and it's good for the tourist attraction and it's good for if it's good for the environment, the forests, the oceans, the beaches, it's not pure evil then, because it's good for something. So, another refreshment. Would you like to have a tasty, refreshing beverage? Is that a Big Kahuna burger? Is it good? Can I have a taste of your refreshing beverage? I forget what it was that he said, but that was a great part in Pulp Fiction. Speaking of Pulp Fiction, Jono, could I have some of your refreshing beverage? Or maybe he just went, refreshing. I don't remember. I just saw the movie and I don't remember. I mean, I've seen it a couple times, but I just saw it again. And have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? What the fuck are we doing here, pal? What kind of channel do you think this is? First of all, it's not a dance channel. It's not a channel about the devil. And we're not some channel that's full of poetic euphemisms. Have you danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? Have you? Because if you have, Honorable Sire, sir, you number one for me. Oh, God. That's funny. No, but I rode a tank, held the general's rank. Well, when I was like 18 years old, I messed around with the general's daughter, so I felt pretty good about that. It's a line from the first Batman movie. I don't know. The best line, I think, out of any Batman movie is the Joker when he says, "Is it me, or is it getting crazier out there? Is it just me, or is it getting crazier out there?" I can't remember the exact way he says, but it's something like that. Is it me, or is it getting crazier out there? Because I often feel like that. Is it me? Am I the crazy one? Or is it just my perception? Or is it really getting crazier out there? And I do think it's getting crazier out there. And I think we know more about the craziness. So now we're like, man, I never knew it was that crazy out there. If we didn't have the internet, we probably wouldn't know a lot more. We wouldn't know a lot of what we know now, rather. Line from Sympathy for the Devil. Messing with the general's daughter is good enough. Well, that was fun. And she was Hawaiian. She was a little Hawaiian girl. She was cute. That was a long time ago. Many, many moons ago. Read the World Economic Forum report, The Great Reset. Fuck. Come on, man. I can barely, I got a book I'm reading right now. I've already read it, but I want to read it again. The Rum Diary. I'm reading, what's the name? The Bandini thing. I forget what it is. It's by John Fonte. I'm reading 2 books at once. And I'm reading articles and stuff like that. It's like, I don't feel like reading about the Great Reset. At least not now. Heath Ledger was a great actor and an Aussie. Yeah. Damn shame, that he passed away so young. At the end of the day, the idea is to stay alive as long as you can without having somebody to change your Pampers, and to have as much fun, do as much, see as much as you can in life. Yeah, that's the meaning of life. I thought that I would have a soda, my favorite flavor, cherry red. Is that a line from a movie, Gennaro? I'm surprised nobody's saying, oh yeah, I know that line. Is it crazier out there or is it just me? To me, that's the best. You can't always get what you want. Hey, listen, I've said this before. You want to see a great, in fact, I'm going to put the link up to it because I really like this song. And, you know, it's an old blues song. And I know that, Longhorns, he knows this song because I had listened to this song and I think I sent it to him and he was getting ready to send it to me. And that is the Rolling Stones. And Muddy Waters, Baby Please Don't Go. FYI, Mr. Chucky just went and saw the Rolling Stones a few days ago. I'm surprised Richard didn't ask about them, but I did speak to him and say hello for Richard again. It's funny how many of the Songstones have allusions to heroin use. I wonder why. I wonder why. Yeah, I saw him with Guns N' Roses many years ago. It was actually about, what, 1993, 94, something like that? Let me see. What would you do if a hot Thai woman tried to pick up lines on you and made a pass at you? What do you think I would do? Wow, that was 32 years ago? Holy shit, that was longer than I thought. If you did not get married, I would have hugged and kept you for myself. No, you wouldn't have. I don't think you would have. Isn't that special? But thank you just the same. Funny. Little, buddy or chick, whoever you are, you don't know me very well, do you? Nobody's gonna call me little, I can tell you that right now. Short, okay, but little, no. I think it's time to say goodbye, pal. Because I know you're a troll, so you gotta be out of here. And no, I'm not uncomfortable with that. And global product and gaming review. What do you think I would do? I might say something like, hey, you're an extremely attractive woman, and if I was single, I would probably take you up on your offer, but I'm married. Thanks anyway. That's what I would do. I mean, what would you do if you're married and some chick came up to you? You just go, oh my God, I'm gonna cave in. It takes a stronger man not to cave in. It took me a while to remember that and to think of that, but it takes a stronger man to not cave in and remain faithful than it does to just go in and, you know, bang everything that moves, which, you know, I had my phase. I had my time when I sowed my oats. I'm fine. That's one of the reasons why I did get married. I sowed my oats. I don't have any problem with it. I like being married. I like my wife. You know what I mean? I love my wife, but I like her. 99.9% of the time I like her. And maybe she likes me like 80% of the time. 80-20 rule. Looks like it's gonna rain now. Wind's picking up. Clouds are coming in. Smile Scoot. Hi, my name's Scoot. What's your name? My name's Scoot Mallon. What's your name? No, my name not Scoot Mallon. My name's Scott. Oh, God. Let me see who this is. What is this? No, that's not gonna happen. No, 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 no. Who is this? Anyway, it's been fun. Oh God, I don't want to interview people for my show. You know that? That's the thing. Maybe this is my issue. I get requests from various people, one of which is from one of my buddies, to interview different people. And, you know, like, I just, you know, sorry, Scott, I'm joking, man. I think it's funny because the Thais write my name Scoot quite often. In fact, if they write it in English on man, it's really getting windy and it looks like the rain is coming. If they write it in English, it's inevitable that they will write SCOOT. And Gennaro, fuck off, Daddy Bear. I got enough of an issue with Sir Charles calling me that. I guess that's what I get for having a beard and letting the beard grow longer. It's starting to get thick, man. I'm feeling good about it. And it's not too hot right now, so I'm gonna let it grow. It's starting to get a little thicker. You may not notice it, but I notice it. Anyway, you know, I get these messages from people. Hey, do you want to have so-and-so on? Or, you know, I had a couple people who it clearly benefits them to be on my channel because they have absolutely no subscribers. And I don't know who they are from Adam, so I'm like, what do I want to interview you for? I don't know where Chuck is now. He sent me some messages last night. Let me see here. What did he... Oh, well, he just sent me something right now. Winnie the Pooh beat me up at Disneyland when I was 6. It was behind the Lincoln Theater. It was my fault for kicking it, and I followed it backstage. I saw a person in Winnie's eyes. This made me angry because I saw it as a fake Winnie. I am not joking. I ran to my mom and told her that Winnie beat me up. She said, you probably deserved it. Winnie picked me up and pounded me against the wall. It knocked the wind out of me. Wow, that's not a nice thing. Oh, yeah, he sent me some photos of the Prime Minister of Thailand styling and profiling. And then he also told me that he thought that Thailand was going to have another 2 other outbreaks of the COVID, until I told him that by December 3rd, the whole country is supposed to be 70% vaccinated. I love your bluntness and honesty. It's refreshing. Well, okay, thank you. That would explain it all. Chucky's a busy man, you know. And like, listen, I could put Chucky on, but like, you know, what I may start doing, and this is at Chucky's, Chucky's what? Chucky's in love. Suggestion. I may start to have, like, what I might do is bring Chucky on for 15 minutes, kind of like, what's his name? The guy on Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon or what's his name? Guillermo. I may bring Chucky on for like, 15 minutes, then start bringing Soy Dog Cowboy back on for like 15 minutes. Done. That's it. I don't want him on the whole show. because it changes the dynamic. And it's not their fault. It's basically me and how I relate. I don't like having people around me. I don't like doing interviews. I just don't like it. I like, you know. So maybe I will connect with my buddy's friend, who happens to be a filmmaker and he lives in Thailand. Maybe I'll connect up with him. I don't know. I've just been busy and haven't felt good, and I just have been like, I don't want to deal with it, you know. But maybe that's a little segment of a stream that could be quite popular, you know. Just like 15 minutes, 20 minutes every time I stream, you bring somebody on. It might be a good idea, you know. I don't know, what do you think? Let me know what you guys think. You need to be the star of the show, like Adam Carolla. You know, it's not about being a star either, really. You know, I mean, I don't know what it is, to be honest, you know. It's not the money. I mean, although I will say thank you very much to everybody, because this month, I don't know how long it's been, but this has been, let's see, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Okay, 6. So in 6 months, this will, every month, the numbers, not only financial, but also the other numbers, basically have gone up for 6 months straight. And the financial aspect has gotten better for 6 months straight. And that's because of you guys. And also, I think because I'm probably streaming more and doing a little bit more, and also because of the pandemic and people are home and, you know, all this kind of stuff. Was Bonaducci Adam Carolla's co-host? See, Bonaducci, I don't want to compare him to me, because honestly, when I was young, if I was young, I would have beat his ass in the ring. He couldn't fight. But that was a long time ago. That's 30 years ago, you know, for me. But he, you know, I think he's the kind of person that he needs to have his own show, and he doesn't need to be with somebody as big as Adam Carolla. Does he still have his own show? Because I think he was on the radio before, and then last I heard he was on the radio, and he had some wife, and he was professing his love for her, and then I heard that she was dumping him because he cheated on her, and then I haven't heard anything else in years. I don't know what happened. But, you know, when I was a little boy, I used to watch The Partridge Family because I loved Susan Day. And, you know, I had to watch it. So, anybody remember her? I know I'm not the oldest person here or the only one who remembers. That was news from 2009. Well, I'm a dinosaur. What can I tell you? Listen, I'm talking about, you know, La Lisa with my wife and my kids, and I'm talking about all these other people, and I'm like, who's that? I don't know who this is. Who is that? I have no idea. Then I'm like, I look at a movie. What was that movie we were watching? We were watching The Terminal yesterday. And I saw the movie many years ago, but it was on like a CD that I got like from Panty Plaza, and it was like a cam, and it was a shit version. And I thought to myself, this movie sucks. Now, it could have been because it was a cam version, it was a shitty version of it. But I thought, this movie sucks. And so then I started watching it yesterday, and I started watching it, and I go, you know, it's not that bad. And I go, this movie's a little bit old, isn't it? And Nicholas goes, yeah, I think it's really old. And I go, really? That old? So I go, why don't you look it up? Oh, yeah, it's 17 years old. I'm like, it was made in 2004. I'm like, son of a bitch, man, time flies, you know? That's the thing, you know? The movies and the music, they are milestones. They're milestones in your life, you know. What was the first song that you heard when you went out with a chick and you actually got a little action, I mean, those kind of things. What was your first album? Oh, God. Thank you very much, Finn. My kid told me that yesterday. He goes, keep growing that beard out. You're going to look like Santa Claus. And I went, oh, God. Yeah, I know she was in L.A. Law. That was a good show, man. I liked that show. Jimmy Smits, Corbin Burnson, Richard Diehard, I think his name was. They had a special guest every week that was usually pretty good, but they had Susan Day. That was a good show, man. I don't know if it's good now, but back when I saw it, I thought it was good. Maybe it was because Susan Day was in it. All right, so who... Yeah, okay, Finn. Yeah, I'm going to get a job at the mall as Santa Claus. Somehow, honestly, I may have the shoulders from it. I don't think I have the belly for it. I mean, I got a gut, but I don't have a gut like Santa Claus. I'll be one of those, I got to wear the padding. I never watched Law and Order. I have never watched Law and Order, not one episode. I never watched NYPD Blue. I watched, what was it, Cagney and Lacey. That's how far back I go. Charlie's Angels, yeah, that was back in the day. That was when, Farrah was on everybody's wall because her nipple was showing. All the little boys got hard-ons, They thought she was the sexiest thing ever. Victoria Principal, all those, that was, that was in the 80s, I guess. Never watched X-Files. Slipped through the crack, man. Never watched that stuff. Catherine Zeta-Jones was in the terminal, and man, she looked good. And she was talking about that she was in the movie, she was like this, what's the word that I'm looking for? She had issues, she just was insecure, and I was like, come on, she's not gonna be like that. And then she's like, well, I'm 39 years old and I've never been with a man that's the right guy for me, and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, is she 39 in this movie? I was like, how old is she? So I checked out, she's actually 35. She's only 52 now. You take the good, you take the bad. The facts of life, the facts of life, yeah. I used to like Joe, and I used to like, what's the other one's name? I left Natalie for Longhorns, but I liked Joe and I liked Blair. I don't know what I don't have no idea. A-Team was crap. A-Team was crap. I didn't like that. I mean, listen. Hey, fool. Well, I don't know. Was it her that gave it to him? Who knows? You know he was a player before he met her. When he was a young guy, he's getting plenty of action. And it could happen to, really could happen to anybody. You might not know it. Unless you're, doing the full-on test of every chick you're with. She's a good-looking woman, though. วัดดีทุกคนวัดดีดอนชาวคุณสกอตโอ้สวัสดีคุณMenage a Trois. What's happening, Mr. Menage? How's things in the land of Oz versus the land of uncertainty? That's what we're going to call it from now on. The land of uncertainty. Or it could just be the land of well, it is the land of smiles. I could say something else, but I'm not gonna. Let's keep it clean. Let's keep it classy, Bangkok. Let's keep it classy, Monash. You're lucky, Monash, because I had been on my way out the door, and now here we are, we're almost at 3 hours. I'm not going past 3 hours. It's a weekend, so maybe it's a special edition. Do you actually believe being a muff diver causes cancer? I don't think that's the cause of it. You mean not a myth diver, a muff diver. Professor Monash has arrived. Professor, that's what we're gonna call you from now on, the professor. Where's Mary Ann? As far as I know, that doesn't only come from diving on the muff. You're the teacher. You can come in whenever you want. You're the professor here on Gilligan's Island. Now you see there's a fair number more people now. There's another guy and his old lady next to me. Do me a favor, and I promise you I'll only ask you one more time, and that's right at the end of the stream. But please remember to leave a thumbs up, subscribe, share, leave a comment. And look down in the description. There are ways that you can support the channel, like get yourself a shirt, an American in Bangkok shirt. Oh, yes, yes. She's quite the camera hog. She likes to be on camera, and I think she likes the fact that she knows you guys, because I have told her. She knows you guys like her. She's not, honestly, Gennaro, I'm gonna say that Preo is probably the most photogenic out of all the four girls. She's the most photogenic. Miff or Muff, I like both. Well, I don't know how sweet she is. Don't take things on face value. She may be the sweetest thing you've ever met in your life. I don't know. Or she might be sweet until you cross the line. You know, listen, there's an old saying, and I'm not talking about with her, I'm talking about with women in general. There's an old saying. It's one thing to be their pal. Once you put it in, everything changes. And if it doesn't change right away, it might change in the future. It might change, like in the near future. You put it in enough, things are gonna change. They're gonna start having feelings, you're gonna start having feelings, or whatever it might be. Feelings, nothing more than feelings. The manager's like looking at me going, I didn't know you could sing, Scott. Yeah, right. ไม่คิด too much นะครับ อย่าคิดมากนะครับ Yeah, don't think too much. I like you too much. You know the number one thing to do? Just don't tell him anything. Don't get into that, oh baby, I love you. You're my love. You're the love of my life. Yeah, I like you a lot. No, don't get into that shit. Really. You don't need to. You don't need to. I mean, you might at some point, but you don't need to in the beginning. Come on. You just, hey, I'm here, right? Isn't that enough? If I didn't like you, I wouldn't be here, honey. I must like something about you. Thai women like all women with a different package. Yeah. Exact mundo. คิดถึงมาก Gennaro, I think you miss Thailand so much. You don't really care about all that many restrictions. If there's a few restrictions, you'll be here faster than the Flash could get here, or Superman. I know it. You're looking to get a little Thai action going on. A little action. Really? Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Appreciate that very much. Thank you. Strange is nice. Maurice, where are you out? Where are you from? Are you an American in Bangkok or American in America or somewhere else? How can I get a Thai girlfriend if I am ugly like a troll? Well, listen, I don't think, to be completely honest with you guys, I never ever thought, oh man, I am such a good looking guy, or I'm so cute, or look at me, I don't dress well now, I just dress comfortable, I don't give a shit. Because I have almost zero situations where I need to be dressed well. But if I do, you know, I got a couple nice suits and stuff like that, I can dress up, I clean up. But when I was younger, and I had more hair and I was thinner and stuff like that, I still never thought, oh my God, I don't have any problem. These girls would be lucky to be with me. And you know what? I figured that out. If you're clean, you smell decent, you are polite, and you have just a little tiny bit of game, there's gonna be a girl that you bump into that, you know, she might want to get into some kind of a little relationship, whatever it might be. It might not be the girl that you want, it might not be the girl of your dreams, but there will be, you will attract women. You know, if you got something going on, it's like, if you got the draw, they will come. Gennaro's like Marlon Brando in the Apocalypse Now, only difference, we need to get him back to Hottiesville. Don't make me laugh. Exactly, you need to tick all the boxes. No pun intended. Well, you don't need to tick all the boxes, you need to tick some of the boxes. You need to have enough money to take them out and for them to feel secure. You need to have enough of a decent look to where they aren't embarrassed by you. You need to know a little bit about Thai culture, or at least be respectful enough of Thai culture so that they can take you somewhere and they know you won't make a complete asshole out of yourself. Which, you know, it's been known to happen. There are guys out there who are completely oblivious to, you know, things you should and should not do. And I've told the story many times about the guy who I was out with him, and he was an older guy. And, you know, we're having a nice lunch, and he's talking about how good the food is. And the waitress comes over, and he tries to grab the girl's hand. He was, you know, he was an older guy and she was younger. He was trying to be sweet, I guess. He grabbed her hand and held her hand for like a split second and was like, oh, I want you to know this food is so good and thank you so much for taking good care. But by the time he could get a word or two out, she jumped back and she's like, ah. She was like, nah, and she walked away. And he's like, what did I do? And I go, dude, you cannot just touch some girl. You're not allowed to do that here. This is not the culture where you are getting touchy-feely with a girl you don't know. It's not like you walk up to a girl who you just meet and you're giving her a kiss on each cheek and on the forehead. You're not doing that here, you know? So you need to know these things. I don't know the list. Just be clean and be polite. You know, that's about it. My top tips for getting a girl in Thailand or anywhere: be clean, be polite, be fairly successful. You don't have to be, you know, like filthy rich. Just have a little money coming in, to where if you need to, and she needs a little help, and I don't mean help like, baby, my buffalo died. No, I mean like, you know, if you get into a relationship and she's going to expect you to carry your own weight, you know, which, listen, I mean, you know, if my wife expected me to buy her a couple of mansions and a couple of cars and a mansion, or build her a big house, if she expected all that, it wouldn't work. I wouldn't be with her, you know, because obviously I haven't done that and I don't want to do it. You know, I'd rather she just kept the money. You keep the money, you know. Let's just save the money, you know. I've had 3 Thai girlfriends. Remember, Sakat? Yeah, were you living here in Thailand with them, or where was it back in this? I forget. I know you had one back in the USSA. Back in the USSA. All of them were baristas. I don't know what happened to. Maybe she doesn't have to start work. What's her name doesn't have to start work right until 11 or 12. Your girl, Espresso, in Los Angeles. If you're getting them in Los Angeles, I mean, you know, they should be decent, man, you know. You're from Ireland. Oh. Well, that makes it even better. And let me tell you something. I've heard my mother says good things about Ireland. And I like the Pogues for what it's worth. I want to go there. I have part Irish in my blood. I am part Irish. Although it's my great-great-grandmother, I believe, on her side. That's where they came from. They came from Ireland in like 1851 or something, and came. I actually have. They went to New York and then they went to Kentucky. They went to New York, and they came by boat, and they have the ship's log where I forget what the name was, but they signed the name. She signed the name, or her and her husband signed their names on the ship's log. I still have a scan of that somewhere in my computer. Mostly waitresses. Oh, like from Thai restaurants or what? Or just like you just went to the places that happened to have a Thai girl here or there serving you. The Commitment's great movie. In my suburb here in West Aussie, there are 3 Thai massage places and 3 Thai restaurants. Yeah, I mean, the restaurants are better bet, I think, than the massage parlors, if you're looking for some, like, steady girl. They're always working in the Thai restaurants. Yeah, many Thai restaurants. There used to be a place in North Hollywood, Gennaro, that I went and trained in Muay Thai. I believe the place is still there. This is a long time ago. And, shit, man. There was a Thai restaurant right next door to it. Then there was another place in Diamond Bar that I used to train. And there was a Thai restaurant right next to that. And then that guy owned a place in Rancho Cucamonga, which I took a lot of my friends to. And even to this day, they still go to that restaurant. They travel like an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and a half each way to go to that restaurant for lunch. The ones that can't speak good English work in massage. Well, my recommendation is give the girls at the massage a pass for possible girlfriend status. The ones in restaurants, I think, would be a better bet. The ones in the massage, go in, have a good time, get your massage or whatever, and, you know. Just my suggestion. Anyway, here we are again, and we're almost at 3 hours now. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Appreciate it. I don't think I'll be streaming tomorrow. So I'll see you Monday. Monday's a holiday. I think, Gennaro, you're smart enough to know these things. I'll admit it. You don't need me. You don't need me, Gennaro-san. Yeah, I think I'll be on Monday, and then maybe Tuesday I'll be streaming. Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll be streaming, I believe, hopefully, with Longhorns from the ancient city. Otherwise, I'll be in the ancient city all alone. But I don't think he's been there, so he may want to go. And maybe we can take a golf cart around so we're not walking everywhere. Thank you very much, Mr. Manash, at the buzzer. Appreciate it. Choke D, all that good stuff. And then, like I said, what did I say? Ancient City, maybe Kanchanaburi for a day or two. And then Pattaya. That should be fun. And maybe we'll be able to stream with a few people in the stream. I don't know. We'll see. But that's all I have. Please leave a thumbs up, subscribe. Check down in the description. Buy me a coffee. Get yourself a shirt. Buy my book. Whatever it might be. Pimp my ride, so to speak. And that's all I have. So until next time, Choke D, Jerk and Mai, and Leo Jerk and Mai, all that good stuff. So good luck. See you later. Have a good rest of your Saturday. And I will talk to you guys probably Monday. All right? Take care. Fin. Arrivederci. All right? Ciao.